Hello, Jessie.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I can't say I'm doing well. I'm trying to do the best I could.
What went through your mind when you first found out that the flight that you missed and this happened?
Well, when I first saw the headline on my phone, there wasn't much that went through. Of course, like I said earlier on, I Googled the news and I shouted out to my sister who was in the bathroom and I said, oh my God, the flight that was supposed to be on is missing. But it didn't sink in, and then I saw news that there was a plane found in Nanming, and I had hopes. And I think it's sinking in right now with news and people calling me well wishes and all that. It's sinking in right now, and it's feeling quite bad.
What actually went on? How did you miss your flight?
Oh, I'm actually quite prone to missing flights. This is not the first time. In fact, this red-eye flight, I missed the same flight a few months back. So because I have a tendency to mix up the dates. So, and through a series of events, I actually, I mixed up the dates. And I was frantically packing for hours prior to the flight. And while I was calling Malaysia Airlines, I was doing my packing. I was still rushing to the airport. And because I wasn't sure I could change my flight. So in the midst of talking to the telemarketer, I was packing and my sister was preparing to send me there. And I managed to change my flight about 9 something. And when I managed to change my flight, I was still contemplating, to be honest. Because my sister and all that encouraged me not to go on the flight, and my friend didn't want to go on that flight. He didn't have a good feeling about the flight. He was traveling with me, so he said that I do not want to fly tonight. Why don't we just defer the ticket? And when Malaysia Airlines confirmed that I could actually change both tickets, and I decided that okay, then let's change it.
So you had a friend on the flight?
Yeah, who was traveling with me.
His name or her name? And
he's a Chinese national. He's my friend from Beijing. I'm studying there in Tsing University, and he came to visit me and my family, and so we were supposed to travel back together. He already had a bad feeling in the afternoon. He was telling me that I don't feel like flying back to Beijing tonight. And when we realized that we were like 4 hours to the flight, and he was really adamant that we shouldn't be on the flight. So
what did he say exactly? Why was he so adamant about going on
board? He already had that feeling in the afternoon, but of course we didn't know that I made that boo-boo. So when I finally realized I made that boo-boo, and he really said that, he said, I really don't want to go on board the flight. Let's just change the flight if we could. So if we were holding a ticket that didn't allow us to change, I would have gone for that flight, which I did the last time I missed this flight. I actually went for the flight.
And you actually have the flight ticket?
Yes, I do have the flight ticket. Yeah, it will.
Mungkin studio boleh ada, kalau ada gambar tersebut, sila tunjukkan flight ticket yang Jessie yang ada di sini, dan sepatutnya beliau berada di pesawat MH370 tersebut.
Yeah, this is my flight ticket.
370 tersebut. Jessie, could you tell us about how are you feeling, how you have your family been responding to this news, and what are your thoughts? What is running through your thoughts right now, seeing as the airplane is still missing? It's more than 15 hours, and how are you feeling?
Well, my sister is trying to be very positive. Both my sisters are trying to be positive. My elder sister is in Australia, actually. They are trying to be very positive, and it hit me really bad when I saw the picture of the Chinese family at Beijing airport crying. And I told my sister that I couldn't fathom what my family had to go through if I had boarded. So, but they are staying very positive, and of course we are all very thankful that I didn't board the plane. But again, there's a what if. There's always a what if in our head.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll try not to think of the what ifs right now, and stay positive for the flight and the people on board the flight. We're still hopeful.
Are you going to pursue your MBA soon, or are you still going to go to Beijing? What are your plans after this?
Yes, I have to. I am midway through my MBA course with Tsing University, and my module starts on the 13th, so I'm flying off on the 10th. So I changed my flight to the 10th, which means I'm leaving for the airport tomorrow night.
Okay. All right. Lastly, what are your hopes, perhaps, for this incident?
Definitely I hope that they will be able to locate the airplane. And of course, my biggest wish is everyone is safe, and don't give up hope until, something is located or something is found. So I wouldn't. So I went and said a prayer for them, and of course to thank whatever lucky stars that I have. But the main thing is for the 239 people that's on board the flight.
All right. Thank you so much, Jessie. Thank you that you're here with us.
Thank you.
At Awani Studio. Dan Hans, itu sahaja tadi Jessie Tsing yang beliau sepatutnya ke Beijing dan sepatutnya menaiki penerbangan MH370 tersebut. Kembali kepada Hans.